Hello, and welcome to IELTS Oversimplified. My name is Lily. Today, we're tackling an IELTS writing task, one question that combines two visuals, a table and a pie chart. This combination appears regularly on the test, so it's essential to know how to handle it. I'm going to show you a practical, time-efficient approach that will help you achieve a Band 9 score in just 20 minutes, as well as a bonus lesson at the end of the video. So, stick around. In this tutorial, you'll learn how to analyze a table and pie chart together, look for patterns in your charts, write a streamlined Band 9 answer step by step, and at the end, I'll give you a bonus technique to make your essay even more sophisticated. Let's look at our task. We have a table showing the amount of money in US dollars spent monthly across 5 categories by 4 age groups in 2020. We also have a pie chart showing what percentage of total spending each category represents. Your job is to summarize the information, report the main features, and make comparisons where relevant. Remember, you need at least 150 words, and you should spend about 20 minutes on this task. Before we start writing, let's understand what we're looking at. It's important to slow down your brain, take a deep breath, and take in each chart one at a time so you don't get overwhelmed. So, first we'll look at the table, and then we'll look at the pie chart to understand them. Once we understand them, we will look for patterns and overall trends. Let's look at the table. The table gives us specific dollar amounts for food, clothing, entertainment, education, and health across 4 age groups: 18 to 25, 26 to 35, 36 to 45, and 46 to 55. The pie chart tells us that food is 40% of overall spending, clothing is 20%, entertainment and education are both 15%, and health is 10%. Okay, got it? Both of these charts are telling us how much money people spend on certain things, organized in the table by age groups and in the pie chart by overall spending percentage. All right. It might be easy to understand your charts, but the hard part is finding trends and patterns to make sense of everything. Let's start with the table. A good thing to look for with any chart or table are things that increase in a predictable way and things that decrease in a predictable way. Lucky for us, this table isn't too complicated. Pause the video and see if you can identify the increasing categories and the decreasing categories. All right, did you get it? We can see that the food and health categories both increase as people get older, and the other 3 categories all decrease with age. Look again at the food and health categories. Notice how the spending grows with each age group. This means that it is increasing in a predictable pattern. As people get older, they spend more on these things. Now, look again at the other 3 categories. Notice how the opposite is true. As people get older, they spend less and less on these things. We will write the actual figures in our essay. For now, we are just identifying overall trends and patterns. Okay, noted. Now, let's take a look at our pie chart. Let's note which category is the largest and the smallest. That is usually enough. It looks like food is the largest with 40%, and health is the smallest with 10%. Oh, now, here's something else interesting. Remember how in the table we grouped food and health as increasing and the other 3 as decreasing. Notice that food and health together equal 50% of spending, and they both increase as people get older. The other 3 categories also equal 50%, and they all decrease with age. Okay, let's review the trends and patterns we found. Food is the largest spending category overall. Health is the smallest spending category overall. Food and health spending increase as people get older. Clothing, entertainment, and education spending decrease as people get older. Food and health are half of all spending. Clothing, entertainment, and education are half of all spending. Simply put, food equals biggest. Health equals smallest. Food and health equals 50% plus increasing. Clothing, entertainment, and education equals 50% plus decreasing. These observations will be crucial for our overview and will help us organize our body paragraphs logically. Let's quickly review the Band 9 structure for Task 1. You need 4 parts: an introduction where you paraphrase the question, an overview with general trends only, and 2 body paragraphs with specific details. Never write a conclusion for Task 1 because you're describing data, not giving opinions. Now, let's write our introduction. We need to paraphrase the task description. Never copy directly from the question. Here's what the question says. The table shows the average amount of money spent per month on different categories by people of different age groups in 2020. The pie chart shows the percentage of total spending that each category represents. We need to rewrite this using synonyms. Here's my introduction. The table illustrates the average monthly expenditure in US dollars across 5 spending categories by 4 different age groups in 2020, while the accompanying pie chart depicts how each category contributed to total spending percentage-wise for people aged 18 to 55. Notice what I did. I changed shows to illustrates and depicts to add variety and increase the vocabulary level. These are 2 important words to know for Task 1. I changed amount of money spent to expenditure. This is a great example of a good paraphrase. We took 4 words and reduced them to 1, while keeping the same meaning using a higher-level vocabulary word. Expenditure is an important word that can be used in many IELTS writing tasks. Make sure you learn it. I changed percentage to percentage-wise. This is more of a grammar change. The wise suffix transforms the noun into an adverb, similar to point-wise or category-wise. This avoids repeating percentage as a noun and adds variety. I changed different age groups to people aged 18 to 55. This uses detailed information from the chart to change a generic phrase. Different age groups to name the actual age groups. This is a very good technique because it will work on many Task 1 essays. I kept table and pie chart because those are the names of the visuals. Never change the names of the charts. And I added accompanying before pie chart to show they go together. This is paraphrasing in action. Now we write the overview. This is critical for Band 6 and above. Always start with the word overall, so the examiner knows this is your overview paragraph. Remember, no specific numbers here, only general trends. First, let's list the general trends that we found before. Do you remember? Simply put, food equals biggest. Health equals smallest. Food and health equals 50% plus increasing. Clothing, entertainment, and education equals 50% plus decreasing. Now, here's my overview. Overall, food represented the largest proportion of total spending, while health constituted the smallest share. Notably, spending was evenly divided, with food and health accounting for half of total expenditure and demonstrating upward trends with age, whereas clothing, entertainment, and education comprised the other half and showed declining patterns as people grew older. This overview is excellent because it identifies the biggest and smallest categories. Food represented the largest proportion of total spending, while health constituted the smallest share. Notes the 50-50 split. Spending was evenly divided, with food and health accounting for half of total expenditure, and clothing, entertainment, and education comprised the other half. Then describes the two contrasting trends, demonstrating upward trends with age, and showed declining patterns as people grew older. Notice how we've integrated both visuals without using any specific figures. Pause here if you need to look and compare it with the graph. This is an important step to understand. Now, let's write our first body paragraph about the pie chart distribution. We'll start with a clear topic sentence. Regarding the distribution of spending among 18 to 55-year-olds, this signals to the examiner what this paragraph will cover. Here's the complete paragraph. Regarding the distribution of spending among 18 to 55-year-olds, food dominated overall expenditure at 40%, representing the largest share by a considerable margin. Clothing accounted for 20% of the total, making it the second largest category. Entertainment and education each comprised equal proportions at 15%, together constituting nearly 1/3 of all spending. Health represented the smallest share at just 10%. Notice the variety in my language. I said dominated overall expenditure, representing the largest share by a considerable margin. Accounted for, comprised equal proportions, and represented the smallest share. This vocabulary diversity is essential for Band 9. Also notice I made comparisons between categories. I highlighted that food and clothing were the top two, entertainment and education were equal, and health was the smallest. These comparisons make the writing clearer and easier to follow, which is important when you're writing under time pressure. Now moving on to our second body paragraph. Our second body paragraph covers the age-related trends from the table. Again, we start with a clear topic sentence, looking at how spending patterns changed across age groups. Here's the paragraph. Looking at how spending patterns changed across age groups, food and health expenditure both increased substantially with age. Food spending more than doubled from $217 for 18 to 25-year-olds to $482 for those aged 46 to 55, while health costs rose dramatically from $22 to $149, representing nearly a 7-fold increase. Conversely, spending on clothing, entertainment, and education all declined sharply. Clothing dropped from $143 to $27. Entertainment fell from $102 to $22, and education showed the steepest decline, decreasing from $46 to $0 for those aged 36 and above. Notice the varied language. Increased substantially, more than doubled, rose dramatically, declined sharply, dropped, fell, and steepest decline. These vocabulary words are commonly used in IELTS Task 1. You should commit them to memory. Next, Let's look at the clear organization. I've organized this paragraph by grouping the increasing categories together and then giving the specific figures. Afterward, I grouped the decreasing categories together and then gave their specific figures. The word conversely is used to smoothly link them together and show the contrast. This approach is practical for exam conditions, clear, organized, and easy to write quickly. Excellent work! Let's look at our complete streamlined essay. We have a clear introduction, a strong overview with general trends, and 2 detailed body paragraphs organized logically by pie chart distribution and table trends. This essay is approximately 237 words, well above the 150-word minimum, and it's completely achievable in 20 minutes with practice. Let me give you the key takeaways from this lesson. First, when you have multiple visuals, look for connections between them. We found the 50-50 split, which helped us organize everything. Second, use clear topic sentences to guide your reader through each paragraph. Third, vary your vocabulary when describing changes and trends. Avoid repetition. Fourth, keep sentences clear and manageable, especially under time pressure.